Hi everyone. I just wanted to do another video reviewing some of the factoring. Some of you had questions regarding page 418 and trying to use this magic X method. So I wanted to do a couple of the problems from that page. We're going to start with number 4. Number 4 is 9x squared minus 30x plus 25. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead, draw your x. The top number here in the x should be 9 times 25. 9 times 25 is positive 225. In the bottom part of your x would go your middle number here, negative 30. Do not forget your positive and negative signs. Now to figure out what numbers go here, we need to look at the factors of 225. So all the factors of 225, we've got 1 and 225. We have 3 and 75, 5 and 45, 9 and 25. We have 15 and 15. All of these can multiply to give us 225. But there's only one that you can add together and get a negative 30, and that's these right here. So if I take negative 15 times negative 15, that will give me a positive 225, but negative 15 plus negative 15 would give me that negative 30. So I'll put negative 15 here and here. So now I need to go ahead and make this my fraction. To make these your fraction, you always look at this first number here and place that as your denominator. Now you're ready to start writing your reduced fraction x, and then we can write our factors. So our new x, we'll use this, should look like this. 225, negative 30. Negative 15 over 9 can reduce down to negative 5/3 because 3 will go into both of those. All right, so both of those reduce down. Now let's write our factors. All right, so we look at the denominator here. That's going to give me my coefficient on x. The top number, this negative 5, gives me my constant. So write negative 5. This is the same thing. We do the same process to get this parentheses. So we're using this fraction. So 3x minus 5. They are both the same. Another thing you may have recognized when you wrote this problem is that 9 is a perfect square, 25 is a perfect square. So you may have recognized that 9 would factor out to 3 times 3, 25, 5 times 5. So some of you did that one in your head, and that's fine. That's good that you would recognize that. So let's look at another one. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 is 3x squared plus 5x minus 28. So doing the same thing, looking at our x. Our top number is 3 times negative 28, which is going to give you negative 84. Your bottom number of the x comes from the middle number, which is 5. So now we need to find our two side numbers. So let's look at all the factors of 84. We have 1 and 84, 2 and 42, 3 and 28, 7, 12. And I can see right now that 7 and 12 may be a good choice because I can get a 5 by combining these two. So let's use those as our factors. So we got a 7 and 12. Now we need a negative 84, but a positive 5. So that lets me know one of mine needs to be negative and one positive. Since we want our 5 to be positive, my greatest number here between 7 and 12 should be positive. 12, we are going to leave positive. We're going to make 7 negative. Now to make our fractions, we're going to place the leading coefficient under each one of these. Okay? And we can reduce this fraction now. So let's write our new x at negative 84, 5, negative 7 over 3. That will not reduce down, so leave it like this. 12 divided by 3 will reduce to 4, or 4 over 1. So now we're ready to write our factors. So our first one, we're going to look at the bottom number here, which is a 3. So that's going to be our leading coefficient. And this negative 7 gives me my constant. Same thing for this fraction. The 1x, this is a positive 4. And then that gives me my 2 factors. Okay, one more we're going to look at. We're going to look at number 6. All right, number 6 is 2x squared plus x minus 21. So same thing, draw your x. And to get our top number, we got 2 times negative 21. It gives us negative 42. Our bottom number should be the coefficient here. If you don't see a number, you know it's understood 1. And then for your 2 side numbers, we need to find our factors of 42. So we have 1 and 42, 2 and 21, 3 and 14, and 6 and 7. Now 6 and 7 are the only one that we could combine and get a 1. So we're going to use those, 6 and 7. And we're going to place our leading coefficient here, the 2, to make this our fractions. Now we can write our simplified x here because we can reduce this fraction. So we have negative 42 and 1. But 6 divided by 2 is going to become a 3. 7 divided by 2 cannot be reduced. Now, one thing I forgot to do here is I did forget to do my negative and positive, and that's very important because we need a negative 42 but a positive 1. So to make that happen, that would mean that we need the positive to be on the greater number and the negative on the smaller number. So we're going to add that here. Now we're ready to write our factors. So our first factor is going to be over 1. So it's going to be 1x minus 3. The next factor would be 2x plus 7. And those are our factored answers.